For Week 2 in the NFL, Seattle kicks off their 20th home opener at Lumen Field. It's the Titans on the road against the Seahawks. Next on EA Sports.
We are just south of Pioneer Square here in the great northwest city of Seattle at newly named Lumen Field, home of the 12s. This crowd, as we've come to expect in recent years, as loud as any in the NFL, and they get even louder when their Seahawks are introduced. We're ready for football as the Seahawks get set to do battle with the Tennessee Titans. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you talked about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
2-1 loss team set to lace it up. This ought to be fun, and we're underway on EA Sports. Dwayne Eskridge elects to bring it out. And no run back on the opening kickoff. It'll come out to the 25. Seattle's offense ready to go here for the first time, and leading them is the 7-time Pro Bowler. In his 10th year now in the NFL, Russell Wilson.
And he comes off a tough opening matchup. Threw way too many interceptions in that game. Definitely not the way you want to kick off a new season. So he said to himself, I've got to throw that game out. I'm going to get a fresh start right here in Week 2.
This is the Oklahoma State alum, Chris Carson. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. To throw is Wilson. Left side here taken in by Metcalf. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
On 3rd down, Wilson, flush to his right. Out to the right, he gets it to Lockett. And he nearly got the first himself, but it appears he's going to be about a yard or two short. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th. On 4th down, ready to punt, Michael Dixon. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. We'll call it a 42-yard punt, 3 on the return. And it'll be Titan football. Tannehill and the Titans come up now 1st and 10 at their own 24. Now Tannehill. This will go to Henry out wide. That catch good for only a couple.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it can turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
gain of a couple, and that's going to leave him with a third and about 5.
Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
It'll be a nickel look here for the Seahawks on third down. Draw play. This is Henry. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. A gain of 2, just like we saw on first and second down as well. Deuce is wild. So opening drive, 3 straight runs, unable to pick up the first.
I know the fans want to see first downs, but guess what? The coaches have reasons for what they're doing. Sometimes they've scripted it, and some of these runs, while they haven't been successful now, they may be successful later on.
So a change of possession here on the punt. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Seattle's offense coming back onto the field, ready for their second drive. And the last drive, their first drive, 3 and out. What changes here, if anything?
I think it's making sure the guys that you trust the most with the ball, the biggest playmakers you have, that they touch it on this possession to try and get things moving.
So get it to the horses.
Without a doubt. They're the ones that typically end up in the end zone.
On the ground, this is Rashad Penny. And they're able to get this one across the 35. A quick first down pickup. Good start after going 3 and out on their opening drive.
How best to describe that one? I'd say right down Broadway on that run.
A straight ahead running. I think that might be something we see a lot of between the tackles today.
Well, he's enjoying things so far here this afternoon. Sees a crease and bursts through it for a solid game.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now it's Carson. And he'll muscle his way up to the 43 for a pickup of right around 5. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
Second and 5 now. Wilson. Open man is Ursua. His first catch, good for 8 and a first down.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. So operating for Tennessee territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Right there, 54. Right there.
They run it with Carson. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
That's a really nice, tough run inside, and they gained 5 yards on it. And to be frank about it, most offenses don't expect to get 5 yards on a play call like that. So when they do, they go back to their huddle with a little pep in their steps. They're starting to think that they're starting to dominate the line of scrimmage.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
Watch the slant. Watch the slant. Watch the slant.
Here's Carson. And he is going to get this close to the first down markers. He's brought down at the Titans 39.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Could be 4-down territory even if they don't get this, but they need just a few inches here on 3rd. This is Carson. And Carson unable to make it to the yellow line as the defense bottles him up. They'll be marked inches short. No gain on the play, and that's going to lead them to 4th down. Remember, that was less than a yard. That was not a full yard. That defense, they were having none of it.
Yeah, the surge the offensive line was seeking actually occurred on the other side of the ball. They reestablished the line of scrimmage and stuffed them.
They run for it with Carson, and he's going to have the first down at about the 38. Now we're going to get a timeout here as it looks like there's a Seahawk injured on the play. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. Now they'll throw it with Wilson. And Philip Dorsett hauls it in. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
On 2nd down, it's Carson, and he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play, and now they're faced with a 3rd and 1.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
9th play coming up here on this drive. This is 3rd and a yard. And to give this time to the tailback. It's so close. He gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there.
46 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
1st and goal at the 1. Penny will try to punch it in, and he's across the chalk into the end zone. Touchdown, Seahawks. Rashad Penny, his first touchdown of the new season, and the Seahawks have taken a first quarter lead. That touchdown certainly a welcome sight. Remember, they were shut out last week. They talked to us about getting early momentum. Well, here you go in the opening quarter.
Got to rebuild confidence, because when you get shut out, I don't care how strong you are mentally, you've got to take a step back and say, okay, what just happened here? Because nothing that we were doing worked well enough to get into the end zone, and that's a nice confidence-building drive, one that puts it in the end zone to give them an opportunity.
So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off.
Batson not going to risk returning it, so they'll start at the 25.
The Titans coming back onto the field for their 2nd drive, and a 3 and out on that first drive. We'll see if they can do better here.
They should have a better opportunity because the nerves should be settled now. That first series, everybody goes out a little extra emotion. So now they get a chance to go back out and say, okay, now we're into the game. Let's go play and play as best we can.
You almost get a mulligan then on that first drive?
Sometimes it absolutely serves that way. You get a second opportunity. Nothing big happened. But then again, you didn't commit any mistakes either. Off you go.
The numbers on the ground for Henry last week. 18 carries, 88 yards, and a touchdown.
And, partner, I thought it was a lot of fun for us to be able to sit in on their film session with the offensive line. We saw how they blocked it up last week. It's a pretty good success, and we see what their game plan is for this week. They expect that defensive front to be someone they can move.
2nd quarter now, Titans in possession of the football. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line.
Henry again on 2nd down.
Powers through and able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. He'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
They'll try to run for the first with Henry. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. An effective 7-yard 3rd down conversion.
And Derrick Henry with the ball in his hands, what a sight to behold, because power and speed involved in every touch for him. Coming off another spectacular season with the Titans, he became the first since LaDainian Tomlinson in 2006 and 2007 to win 2 straight rushing titles, and he did it with style too. Just the 8th man to top 2,000 yards and the first since Adrian Peterson in 2012. He has his sights set on another 2,000-yard season.
So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Tannehill going to turn and give this to Henry.
First down and much more for Henry. And he'll be taken down at the 26. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards. All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. They'll try the air now with Tannehill. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. Not much there, only a yard.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. The Titans get 14 yards there and move the chains as well.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
And they'll run here with Evans. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. 11 more on that one and another first down.
Partner, if you want more carries, I think we saw how you get him. Showed that he's got the fresh legs, and he picked up the first down on that run. Don't just ask for him. Show him that you're supposed to get the football.
Off the option, here's Henry. And he will score. Touchdown, Titans. Derrick Henry. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Titans are just an extra point away from moving out in front. Good start to the season for him. He had the touchdown last week in the opener and a second one in week 2 now.
How about the pace he's already established, right? Not sure he can keep it up for an entire season, but don't burst the bubble because he thinks that he can.
Do guys go into a season with a goal for touchdown scored or yardage? What do you think?
I think every single one of the guys who's going to touch the football, they all have those types of goals. They all have those types of thoughts. And then they just have to see how the season unfolds if they can stay with it.
Unfolding so far so good for him. Chris Carson trotting back out there. He's been good. They've utilized him well, but they're losing here in the 2nd quarter. What might they change offensively?
I think that what you try and do is expand how you get the ball to him a little bit. Get him out in open space, maybe swing the ball to him. What's that they used to call it in the West Coast offense, the long handoff? Yeah. Serve as your running play that way, as well as continue to feed him the football. Some of these runs now may pop bigger later in the game because of the effects of running it. Sometimes people, after a while, they don't want to tackle him anymore, or they get tired, or they get out of position, or he runs through tackles. Continue to feed him the ball. He's having that kind of game.
Yeah, might they get him the ball in some space in some different ways here. Here's 2nd and 10. Wilson sliding out of the pocket. Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. It's picked up by the Titans. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line. A disappointing end of the sequence there. He was starting to turn nothing into something, and then he lost the football.
And sometimes things get lost in the transition. And what I mean by that is you go from being a passer to a runner. And at a certain point, once you cross the line of scrimmage, you're strictly a runner now. There's no more downfield threat. Make sure you take care of the football while you're traversing downfield.
From the 30 on 2nd down, Tannehill. He's going deep for Brown. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Well, so much for getting separation. No chance there. Locked down tight, forcing the incompletion on that attempt.
Throwing on 3rd down, Tannehill. And right side, Henry's got it. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. An 11-yard pickup for the Titans and a first down.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon. And it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going.
Come on now, let's
go. Now a timeout being called as there's an injured Titan down on the field. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. They'll try and run for it with Henry. And he'll work his way closer to the goal line as he's got 5 down to the 3.
Well, Brennan, we always know that once you score 1 touchdown,
you're
without a doubt. And so far today, he's got 1 that was denied as he tried to get the second one.
Henry. And into the end zone for a Tennessee touchdown. Derrick Henry. His 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And the Titans are going to add on to their lead.
So his strong first half continues as he finds the end zone here for the 2nd time.
And definitely good blocking at the point of attack. And you just have to love watching the way he can create space down near the goal line. And he's able to take it into the end zone.
Taken in at the 3. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. Now the ball now going back over to the Seattle Seahawks offense. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
Well, they're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. Looking for Lockett, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 36. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
It goes without saying, but I'm going to say it anyway. That's a ball he would like to have back, and it lands right in the lap of the defender from there. He doesn't have very far to go before he gets to the end zone, and he got there in a hurry.
Extra point good by Gostkowski, and the lead is up to 15 now. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away.
This one fielded at the 5. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And they just had that pick 6. I guess the only positive maybe of them returning that for a touchdown. This offense right back out onto the field to try to make up for it.
I like that, because now it doesn't give them a chance to go to the bench and really settle. You know, to sit there and kind of seethe over the idea that they turned the ball over previously. Right back out there. It's almost like hopping right back on the bike after falling over. See if they can get the ball moving again.
Yeah, we'll see if they can do it here. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. A reminder, coming up at halftime, we'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in this 2nd week of the regular season. Now a throw here to his running back, and he'll be brought down right around the 37. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
Well, they'll use him a lot out of the backfield. He had 5 catches a week ago, and he makes another catch here for good yardage.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Wilson leaves this one with Penny. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. Now a timeout being called as there's an injured Titan down on the field. We'll check on his status when we get back. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. From the shotgun, Wilson. Over the middle, that's caught by Metcalf.
Wilson to Metcalf that time. First down, Seattle.
Nice throw. Big man catches the football for a first down, and that big man, that's DK Metcalf, the 9th receiver taken in the 2019 draft class. I think if we redid it, he might very well be the first one off the board. 83 catches for 1,300 yards last year.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's 2nd down.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Now Wilson. Eluding the pressure right. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
Wilson will throw again. Flushed out right. Caught on the right side by Dorsett. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. Only people celebrating? The guys who just gave up that play.
His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. And problems spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into the end zone on the fly, so that'll come back. And just 25 seconds to go in the half now as they've got it 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Tannehill. Looking deep for Julio. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Not wanting to take a chance this time, they'll keep it on the ground. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. Once again, they'll keep it on the ground. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. That's a 1st down pickup for Tennessee on a gain of 10. So we reach halftime. So I'm waltzing down Main Street, got an umbrella, just a torrential downpour, and I look over, and this guy, stone-faced, wearing a poncho that says, "Don't rain on my parade," and he is just angry. And we got to go. I'll tell you the rest later. Here we go, 3rd quarter. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Batson not going to risk returning it, so they'll start at the 25.
Let's go.
So here are the Titans to take over on offense. They were losers a week ago to Arizona, but they're on top here as they start this drive with a 1st and 10. Second half begins with a run by Henry. And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. Making the stop that time, Bobby Wagner. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Here's Tannehill. He's got a man. It's his fullback. And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds. Now Green, staying on the ground. Let's hope he's all right. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. Back to throw, Tannehill. And he'll get this underneath to Henry. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. Give him 6 yards, and they do convert on 3rd. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Tannehill. A fight for it, and this is caught. It's caught indeed. He got 29 yards that time.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
They run on first down with Henry, but the hole evaporates quickly as he'll be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10.
Now it's Tannehill. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. And he gets it down a yard or two shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. The 25-yard line is what they need here. This is 3rd down. From the gun, here's Tannehill.
A check down here for Henry. They'll get only a yard out of that, and it'll bring up 4th down.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
And Gostkowski's kick is good. And that will make this now an 18-point ball game. So put another 3 on the board. All things considered, a good opening drive to begin the 3rd quarter.
And as a defense, the way that this game is going, you're excited to see those points go on the board. Gives them a little bit of leeway to play with when they're out on the field, but they're real excited to see their offense score. Now they get to go out there and do their part.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway and hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage.
Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. It's picked up by the Titans. And his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line.
Well, if these guys wanted to get back in this game, they needed an almost perfect second half, and down 3 scores. A lost fumble here certainly doesn't fit into that plan.
That reminds me of my plan in college to get an A on the papers I turned in, but that didn't work out too well either. Too many mistakes by both of us. I mean, that's just pure and simple. And that's why that's exactly where they are in this ball game. They're going to need a huge turnaround if they want to try and win this one.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Tannehill. He's got Smith here. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. First target, first catch at a 1st down. A shotgun snap for Tannehill. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
But listen, when you've got the lead, there's absolutely no sense trying to fit a ball in where you shouldn't. You can see the coaching in his head taking place on that play because he saw he had a receiver in the area. He just put it well over his head out of harm's way.
On 2nd and goal, Tannehill. This is caught. By the way, I got to apologize because I just realized for about the last 4 or 5 plays I'm eking over into your territory up here in the booth. My bad. I'm going to get back over to my spot.
Yeah, we're not talking about our on-air commentary. I mean, what is all this extra paper? I mean, this is unusual for you.
My bad.
Normally you run a really tight ship. What's going on here?
Just like that incomplete pass, I'm going to try to tighten things up here for this. And he's going to be dropped back at the 15-yard line.
That's quite a stand there defensively. A huge sack on 3rd down, and that's going to force him into a field goal attempt.
Gostkowski's kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further.
So they wind up turning the turnover into points as they convert there for 3.
Yeah, that was a nice job there to force the fumble. They recovered, hand things over to their offense, and then the offense went down and got them 3. That alone, that's not enough to win a game, but both units able to do their jobs on these last 2 drives.
And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
So here are the Seahawks ready to take over on offense. They lost last week. Actually, not only did they lose, they were shut out, but they've got the lead here right now. Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 26.
Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete. The passing windows are just not there, and that's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for third.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
Wilson now to throw on third down. Open man is Metcalf. He's got it. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. A nice pickup of 23 on the third down conversion.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space. And it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
And he'll be brought down at about the 42. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. A great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
On 2nd and 9, Wilson escaping the press, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. The sack by Harold Landry, the former Boston College Eagle.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Forced out to his left. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. Pretty good job escaping the pressure. Gets him 15 yards on the scramble, but now it's 4th down. And this one will not get there. It's off to the left anyway. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is. Was a kicker from that distance, 56, 57 yards. So many things you got to worry about. But I am a little surprised he didn't get it there.
Yeah, with the way kickers are nowadays.
And gets by him, and now a little daylight. The 20. Touchdown, Titans. Derrick Henry, 53 yards. And the Titans are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. But no surprise coming off a 2,000-yard season. It was Derrick Henry who totaled the most yards after contact in the NFL last year, and he's up to his old tricks here.
Yeah, and this is one of the best runs you'll see. A lot of times on these long touchdowns, you'll say he gets into the end zone untouched, but not here. He fought his way through contact, and it barely even registered, and he just continued down the field all the way to the end zone.
And you can see the distance traveled there after the initial contact on the next-gen stats. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. How do they adjust?
So tough because we always talk about it being a team game, and you need all 11 working well together. But every now and then, partner, you need that one guy who can make a play against all odds that maybe can ignite things. And I think that's what they're looking for right now.
Yeah, you talk about going to your playmakers. They probably need to do it.
Find someone that you're used to touching the football that makes big plays and give them that opportunity to maybe wake up everyone else.
Back now in Seattle, Washington. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Throwing is Wilson. He finds Ursua. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tougher, guys trying to get to the football.
Off the play fake, here's Wilson. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Bud Dupree picks up his second sack of the afternoon. A CD, so often we talk about quarterbacks holding on to the ball too long. Well, we can't say that there. He had no time to do much of anything.
And this came from the edge, and those pass rushers, they have so many tricks of the trade to get around blockers. They have a lot of tools in their kit. This was pure speed and athleticism on this play, though, and they could barely get a glove on him before he got the quarterback on the ground.
Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. The rushing numbers for Wilson maybe down from earlier in his career, but he's still a threat to go, showing it there, picking up the first down.
Sometimes guys get locked into such a groove. What do we call it? The game slowing down. They see everything happening almost in slow motion. They see the lanes develop. I feel like he's right there.
Well, and you want this from your leader, right? With this deficit, this stage of the game, second half, no quit in him.
Zero.
Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. 3 yards the gain there, second down. Now Wilson. Open man is Ursua. 7 yards there and a first down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and you can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Nothing doing. Barely able to muster a yard to hit the 35.
Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
Here's 2nd and 9. To throw is Wilson. And that is incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
Play number 9 on the drive coming up, and they need 9 yards on 3rd down. Now it's Wilson. He'll buy some time right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And he finds Lockett in the end zone. Touchdown, Seattle. Tyler Lockett, 35 yards. And the Seahawks get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this 4th quarter deficit. So he scrambled right, but was able to look back toward the middle of the end zone to find the target.
As you know, in this game, sometimes you just have to know when to break the rules, because we all know most guys throwing the football are taught never throw back into the middle of the field on a scramble. He did it and got away with it for a touchdown.
Instinct sometimes, right? They just take over.
Instinct and vision. Sometimes you just see people who are open, you're able to get it to them.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
Let's go.
Derrick Henry and the rest of the Titans offense about ready to roll again. I guess it kind of goes without saying at this point, but he's had a great game, as we like to say, a nose for the end zone, no doubt.
Continues to find it throughout this game, and I'm sure he's got a nice place to live. He might want to make an offer on the end zone for a second home, because that's what it's been like throughout this contest. He knows how to get there, and boy, he looks happy when he does.
He's already bought all the property in the end zone. That's the problem. He's going to sell to himself now. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. 156 yards rushing for him now, as he has been tremendous all day long. A first down carry for Henry. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the 4th quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football. Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. No, they would have gotten the conversion if he could hold on. Instead, the drop means it'll be 4th down. Here's Brett Kern now. as he'll kick it away for the second time. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. The Seattle now ready to march onto the field. Even though they were able to force the punt defensively, still a big hole to climb out of, especially at this late stage of the contest. Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 27. Here's Wilson. And now another turnover as this one's intercepted. Picked off at the 33. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. And that one will pretty much erase any hopes of a fourth quarter comeback.
With emphasis, interception, return for touchdown. Door closed, locked, reinforced.
Gostkowski the extra point, and that'll increase their lead to 28. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Dwayne Eskridge elects to bring it out. And not a good return here at all as they'll be forced to start at the 12-yard line. Russell Wilson now gears up to lead the offense again. And after the slow start, the numbers show he has really straightened things out. How often sometimes is that you come into a game and the defense is game planned a little differently than you expected?
More often than maybe people realize, so adjustments are often a big part of each and every game.
And Wilson's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked by Kevin Byard, and they will take over with a football just outside of the 10 at the 12-yard line. Historically, this is such a tough, loud venue, but you can hear a pin drop right now. A lot of fans long gone, not used to seeing a lopsided score like this. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down. It's now 2nd and 6 at the 8-yard line. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Titans in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got a 3rd down now as they look for one more 1st down to help salt this one away. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
Things are rocking easy here in the fourth quarter. They've got to feel pretty good about this one. Actually, they've got to feel excellent. Tough loss in the opener. No way they wanted to go 0-2.
I don't want to read too much into it, but psychologically, is there something much bigger about 0-2 than 0-1?
Oh, without a doubt, and here's the biggest one. Guys like you and me, all the media, are going to talk about, well, you know how hard it is to make the playoffs when you start 0-2, and that starts to work its way through a team. And now they're working towards 1-1.
Seattle again getting ready to take over offensively.
They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
Don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And somewhat of a measure of revenge as he's in for the touchdown. But they still trail big time.
He'll take it, but he won't be able to smile about it.
Well, for a tight end, he can definitely motor. And he shows off the wheels there after the catch as he's able to shake free.
Yeah, normally when you talk about tight ends, you immediately begin talking about them rumbling down the field. But to me, he was pretty well gliding downfield there. Very athletic for a big man, and he takes this one all the way to pay dirt.
Cameron Batson now from his end zone. And he'll be brought down at the 28-yard line, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone gets him 3 more. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. 181 yards rushing for him now in the afternoon as he continues to put a hurt on this defense.
A good gain on first has him set up with second and just a couple of inches now from the 29. Again, it's Henry. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
And carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
A bit of an opening there on the first down run as they get this forward for about 6 yards. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the